Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to this week of church culture. All this week we're in Proverbs, so I hope we are wise now after all the wisdom we have received.
Wrong.
So Proverbs is basically, I think the podcast lady said it was like a guidebook of like for life in general, right? Like it was like general rules that we should try to live by. I forgot what she said.
Yeah, it's not the law.
Yeah, it's not the law. It's just
I think the way she said
a better
it was,
way to live. I don't know.
that none of these, or a good chunk of these things aren't guaranteed to happen to us, but it's, like y'all said, a good way to live by in case it does happen.
Yeah.
Wrong.
You're wrong.
Well,
Yeah, so I think we leave off on, or we start on chapter 4,
mm-hmm.
4 to 6. The way to get wisdom is to gain wisdom.
Where did we gain such wisdom?
Very Proverbs like. What do you think that means?
I guess to ask for wisdom, like how Solomon asked for wisdom. I
But
don't
then
know.
God's going to put you in situations where you're going to need to use wisdom.
Well, that's why we need to read the word.
I think it's much more simpler than that. I think you can relate it to, let's say you are put in a position where you have to do something that you don't know how to do. And so in order to do it, you have to learn. You have to go and study and research and all that. So if you want to get wisdom means knowledge and understanding. So you have to go and get the knowledge and understand it to have wisdom. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Also, she was saying that we have to. I have in my notes the closer we get to God, the more we see our darkness come out. I was like, ooh. Like I guess he's just flushing us out, like
Mm-hmm.
taking all the bad out. So that's another reason to want to gain wisdom. Like I don't want to live the way I've been living. I want to live what he says, his standards.
And she also says that the more you learn, the more you know what you didn't know.
Yeah.
Like you become so. I think you're not that you're ignorant, but you realize how ignorant you are, and I think what she also says that you have to. It only works. Wisdom only works if you have humility, because you can't just have the knowledge and use it as a weapon, as a lot of people do.
Mm.
After reading the Bible, they think they can tell people what to do or what they think you should be doing.
The hypocrites.
Not even that. It's just they might even do it themselves. It's just that they think that because they know they can tell you what to do if they notice you're not doing something.
Mm. Yeah.
And so I think this first half of the Proverbs is a dad talking to his son.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from what they can tell, the Bible doesn't explicitly say that this is Solomon, but it might be Solomon because of all the experience he has. And he really talks a lot about women
Mm-hmm.
because he had how many? 700
700?
wives
Mm-hmm.
and 300 concubines. So I'm pretty sure he knows a thing or two about women.
I hope so.
Barely handle one.
Right answer.
Imagine 700.
Oh, you should tell about Austin. What happened at Austin? That just reminded me. Or later.
Later.
Wow, that's going to be an exclusive on Patreon. So, verse 26 says, guard your heart. Girls don't think that. The girls don't think, so boys must think.
Men.
Is that what it says? Or is this on your notes?
I think this is like something that she said.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because I think women are more emotional. So I mean, God, no, I'm not even gonna bring it up. I think women are more emotional and they go off more by their emotions, and they're more swayed by somebody who can rang them up with words. And so, yeah, a woman must know better, but also because they're easily more swayed, the guy must be the one who actually is
grounded.
Yeah, he should know what he's actually doing, and if he does know and he still manipulates, then that's wrong. But I think the guy should be the one with the, what do you call them? Not standards. Well, standards as well, but what is it? Borderlines. Boundaries.
Boundaries. Yes.
Yeah. So, I don't know what do you think.
What do you think, male? Men? Man?
I don't know. But it is true that women are more emotional. That they go based off of feeling than at the time than like logic. Like, don't they say when it comes to dating, like men are more visual, women are more like emotional? Like the way to get a woman is just a sweet talker
And food.
and food.
Deadly combo.
Deadly combo.
But also, so you said the guys are sight and the women are emotion. Then who does the thinking?
The Lord.
I think they should both do it. I mean,
but realistically, who should?
Honestly, I think the male,
because they're the pursuers, right?
Not always,
but they should be.
I think from what I have seen, it could be just me, but I think a lot of the Christian women are the ones doing are the ones who are pursuing more, but they don't do it overtly. They will hint very loud and clear that they like a person, and then the guy is like, oh, okay.
Or they might even say, "I like you." Right. Like we're more blunt. I think y'all are more like, "Oh, does she like me?" And y'all talk about it in your guy circle, and then
I don't think you know what we're talking about.
I don't want to know.
But I think
Abraham's guy circle is just him.
When girl circles, I could say, I've always told them, just go tell them. Like, that's just me. I don't know. Or just go tell them, hey, let's go hang out.
See, that's the covert thing that y'all do. Just go hang out. Maybe you can get to know him more in a group setting.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I'm just saying, I think girls are more the pursuers covertly instead of the men being overtly pursuing.
Yeah. I agree.
And I think in the, not the real world, but the outside world, it's the other way around. The woman wants you to pursue no matter what. She'll drop little hints like what do they say, like the stare or something, if you look twice or something, that means something like that, and then that means that you can go up and talk to him or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's way more. I think in the church there's more of an emphasis on women trying to get married than in the outside world.
For sure. Yeah, because people are not dating, 2-3 months and they get married already.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine if that's what they want to do, but I think in the outside world that's never gonna happen. You have to date at least 2 years.
And then today's society, you have to live with them too. They want to live together before they're married.
Yeah, to see if you're going to be compatible.
Yeah, and then they never get married and they're just living there. I don't know.
So,
but to go with what you said, Abraham, if we look at Proverbs 5, Solomon, we think the author, he warns against adultery. Like how to stay away from it.
Examine your hearts, because that's where everything flows.
Mm-hmm. What does verse 3 says? The lips of an adulteress.
He talks about adultery a lot.
Yeah, I mean, because he went. Yeah. Her speech is smoother than oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he speaks from experience.
Yeah.
It's not, I think wisdom also, you get it through experience as well. You have to live out the things
that you're saying.
Yeah, because you've learned from the mistakes. So it's not that you should criticize Solomon because he did all that. I think you should just take what he has done and what he's learned from it and actually apply it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So in chapter 7, one of the things I wrote down is don't fall for flattery because it leads to death.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
Did.
Mm-hmm.
Flattery, like flirting, or
flattery is like when you love bomb somebody.
What does that mean?
Like you smother them in like love and stuff.
And they don't love you back, or?
No, I think you do like way too much.
Like they're your god, kind of.
Pretty much an idol.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I mean that happened with me. Then he's gonna find a way to stop it. God's gonna find a way to stop that because he's the one that needs the attention and adoration.
Well, even before that, I think if you have a relationship that is based on that, you're just it's gonna be manipulated because he knows that he can just do that to you and you'll just come right back.
Exactly. Yeah. They have control over your life.
Is that right, JP?
Yeah, I guess.
In the past, right?
In the past. Sure, in the past, yeah. Not right now.
Yeah, it kind of, I think for a guy is reverse. Well, not that it's reverse, but it would kind of seem weird if you're always just like complimenting. Because I don't think guys ever get compliments like that, like women do.
I don't get compliments.
Or even less guys. I don't think. I think guys remember exactly how many times they've been complimented.
What?
And they remember each one because it rarely happens.
Do you remember?
Pretty much, yeah.
So do you think would you personally want more of that to feel more loved? Or
no.
Appreciated?
No, not really, at least not for me, but because it's like anything that's rare, you remember it because it's rare, it never happens.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do remember it, oh, damn, that's out of the ordinary. So that's what I think. And that's why I think for women, it's kind of, it's whatever. I get that all the time.
Wow.
Right?
What?
Because I bet before JP was with you, he probably, well, even like before, not with the last chick, he probably remembers a little compliments from that were aimed at him that weren't family. Like if it was like another girl that it wasn't like part of your family.
Honestly, everything was at church. Oh, you played good today. Thank you. That's it.
But was it all family?
No, there was no family up there in Houston with me.
No. There you go. But if you ask a woman, she goes, "Yeah, I get that every day. It's whatever."
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, because you just go certain places. You're not like out and about.
I'm not in the club.
Yeah.
Heathen.
I also wrote down, You can't leave coals in your lap without getting burnt.
Leave coals?
Leap coals.
Leap coals. What does that mean?
I think it's something that the pod lady said. If you, I think it's like a metaphor to like a woman on your lap.
Oh.
Because I think it's
just like gonna burn you.
Like she's not gonna be in your lap just for any reason.
Right.
And so I think that leads to getting burnt. If that makes sense.
I just don't know how dudes cheat, man. I really don't. I was put in such an uncomfortable situation on Wednesday through Friday. I don't know.
Just tell them. It's fine.
Just say it.
So Wednesday I had to go to Austin, right?
You were going to drive.
I was going to drive by myself. I had all my Youth Group Chronicles podcast. Shout out to them. They probably won't even hear us. Got everything ready, right? I'm going to stop at Busey's. And then I left the TSA office because I did my exit interview. Then I get a call from the boss. They're like, how far are you? And I'm like, 20 minutes. They're like, you think you can give this girl a ride? She's another pre-poet like me. No. And I'm like, well, I'm too far out, 20 minutes out of the office. Mind you, the office is 410 Parent Vital. That's almost halfway to Austin. So she's like, well, hang tight. Hold on. So I'm like, okay, I'm just cheating. And then her boss calls, the boss. And they're like, well, you're not supposed to be at Austin till 2, so you got time to come back. So you better come back. Yeah. So there I go, back to the office. 20 minutes.
Her car was not working. I was like, why can't she take her car?
That's what I asked too. So there I go, driving an hour and a half with this random girl that I felt super uncomfortable with, man, the whole time.
But why?
Huh?
But why uncomfortable?
Just because it wasn't the rib.
No, but so that's it? It's just, or...
Women in general?
That.
Not that I said don't do it. I didn't say anything.
Because for me, it's...
Because I was always just work. So
no, I know that, but I was always taught don't do things that look innocent, but the optics of that, it would have looked bad.
Yeah, but it's not like it's your choice.
I know, but I still felt guilty. I felt
it's just him. Personally.
That's just me.
I didn't say anything.
Like I don't know how dudes cheat, man. Like I really don't.
Wait, what?
You just felt uncomfortable.
I just felt uncomfortable
with another girl.
Yeah.
In the car alone.
If it was like me, her, and another dude or another person in general, I would have been okay. But being in that situation, no, not good. I don't like it.
I mean, you didn't have a choice.
Because you know how like the Bible says, resist from the devil and he'll flee from you? Like that goes with any situation. Like when Solomon talks about like adultery, he's basically saying resist it. You know?
Did y'all talk at all?
She tried to make small talk, but I was like, yes, no. And then I was blaring my worship music, and she's like, I like banda borrachera music, and I'm like, no, in this car. Trying to pay that peso pluma. I'm like, no.
I didn't say anything.
So was your goal to make it as awkward as possible?
Yes, that way, because we have to go back next week, and the goal was for her not to come with me again. And it worked because she signed out the state car for next week. So I'm on my own. I guess the only good part about that trip is I get to claim the mileage. But
yeah. I thought you were taking the state car in June.
No, she already got the state car. So if I wanted to go in the state car, I got to go with her again. She booked it before I did.
But they said it's not, they don't prefer that you take your own car.
Not anymore at this point. I don't know.
I say you go with her and make her feel more uncomfortable.
No.
Because you get to claim the miles. You get paid for it.
Not in the state car.
So in what?
I don't. Because I'm taking the state car, there's no mileage to claim.
So how do people claim miles then?
It's only if you use your own car.
Yeah, and there's no state car available. But since there's one available and I'm choosing to take my own car, I don't claim anything. Yeah. But yeah, that was my uncomfortable situation. I felt like throwing up the whole time, man. I didn't like it.
But
you didn't know her, right? Is
that too? And also too, like I didn't know what her intentions were. Like
y'all going to a work thing.
I know, but she seems like one of those like.
But how do you know what she seems like if you just barely even met her?
No, I've seen her in the office for the past 2-3 weeks. We're just shadowing other POs.
So you've talked to her before
About the class, yeah.
and she seems weird.
A little.
Weird enough to automatically assume that she's going to be a weirdo if y'all go on a car ride.
It's going to be a floozy.
I maybe. She gave me floozy vibes. You could tell when someone like belongs to the streets. Like you could tell.
What?
I would have fun. Like not in that way. It's I think
you heathen.
Because I think I wish I'd had like that discernment because I don't think I do. I think I treat everybody the same, girl or guy, if they're in the car, especially if we're doing something that like concerns like work or something. It's I don't see why it would be weird. At least for me, I don't know.
No, what made it worse is that everybody was telling me to be careful because it's called POTA, right? Parole Officer Training Academy. But the nickname for it is HOTA because apparently everybody hoes around over there. So me being uncomfortable, plus what everyone's telling me about HOTA, I was more on edge.
Oh, well, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so I was like,
okay, so you already had like a preconceived thing.
Yeah, like I already had like everyone.
You're already on high alert.
Yeah,
and you're like now you put. It's almost like someone actually put you in the situation to see what would happen.
Almost, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I ain't trying to hoe around. No.
He wants to find an air fryer, for goodness sake, to make his own food in the hotel.
I don't want to go anywhere. This is expensive, man.
But you get reimbursed. Jesus.
Well, I mean, if I don't find the one that you're looking for, I'll just give you mine. It doesn't matter.
Well, you wanted a small one, just like
yeah, I have a small one.
Oh, yeah, it's like medium.
But yeah.
So you channeled your inner Solomon.
My inner Solomon, yeah. Like just.
I mean, I didn't worry about you.
No, I know you didn't. But
I didn't say anything.
For me, is like
it was just funny.
For me, it's just the optics of it.
No, I think you were more
cautious.
That and also kind of curious. Is this is like some sort of initiation type thing?
Mm.
Because if they were, if it's random like that, that someone's car broke down and then they called you back when you were already on the road, it would kind of seem like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that part. But if it was like randomly, you were still like the day before and they ask you, hey, she's not gonna have a car, can she go with you? That'd probably make a lot more sense.
That I would have got.
Right. But like all of a sudden you're already on the road. Hey, I need you to come back and pick her up. Like, whoa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's floozy behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I was just laughing the whole time. Because I knew he was so uncomfortable.
Man, you're laughing, but y'all weren't in the car.
I know.
Here I am trying to think of Proverbs and like, okay, stay away,
Calm down, bro.
It's like also too, like when dudes cheat, they put themselves in that situation. Like I'm sure Solomon put himself in that situation.
Well, he was king, so he can do whatever he wanted.
Exactly. So he had the ability to put himself in the situation for what, 700 wives?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's why he's the most knowledgeable king of all time.
He's lived it, so he can tell you what not to do.
I felt like Solomon for an hour and a half.
Shut up.
I don't think so, because Solomon would have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hoda'd over there.
He would have hoda'd at Hoda.
It's like, what can I learn today?
Like that meme of Spice Adams behind the tree. He's like,
yeah. Oh, man. All right, back to the Bible. So, yeah. Wisdom offers the son. It's the dad talking to the son. And I think she mentioned that wisdom offers the son life, and the adulteress offers him death.
See, that's why I was worried.
Mm-hmm.
The foolish and the simple are frustrating. Proverbs 10. The foolish don't listen to direction. Laziness is frowned upon.
Yeah, Abraham.
Humility and righteousness are close. I'm not lazy.
Yeah. Didn't want to go to lunch.
Yesterday, Mike, your nephew,
Oh God.
he was like,
He was so worried about you.
yeah, he really was.
He thought you were like an atheist or something.
Yeah.
I mean, probably.
Because he kept telling Sebas, he's like, man, I wanna bring him out to our church.
I want to reach out.
He's like, do you think he'll come?
I was like, good luck with that.
At least he'll reach. Like, is he okay? How's he doing?
Like, yes, he's fine. Calm down.
Like, does he still play? Does he want to play?
No, leave him alone. Like, that's what I had to tell him.
Both of us were like, good luck. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, he goes to Bedside Baptist. He's retired. And the last time was we begged him to play at the wedding. And before that, he played in Arizona. But the only catch was we had to take him to
Vegas.
Sin City for him to play for the Lord.
For an hour. Or less.
These are all facts.
No, yeah.
Mikey's face when I said that we had to take him to Vegas, he was like, he was rebuking you inside. He really was.
I'm like, he's okay, Mikey. It's okay.
He was like, well, I'm going to try to reach out, see you.
He was being very holy the whole day.
Yeah.
I was like, calm down, youth pastor.
Like, we went to the aquarium. There was this, like, lady dressed in, like, a fairy. Like,
yeah, it was weird.
Ears, like, blowing bubbles. And he's like, I rebuke that marine spirit in the name of Jesus.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to go to that church.
Yeah, don't go. They wanted us to go today. I was like, oh, let you know.
Thank you. They need a lot of help with their sound, though. It's
because we went Friday. They
For real?
Because they had like a family night, and Dominique kept telling me about it. Like, yeah, we'll go. You know,
I felt bad. They need friends.
It was just like a come eat. I was like, oh, food. Yeah, we'll go. We ate free food.
What was it? Was it good?
Yeah, it was like a potluck. People.
Oh, okay.
The pastora made good chalupas. Like, they were bomb. They are never tasted.
She owns a restaurant. She's better.
I asked Dominique, is there going to be fake pupusas there? Because I'm not going to go. Non-Salvi
or what
people
did they
making pupusas.
A Peruvian lady making Filipino food.
Oh, yeah, so that's the other thing. I was like, stick to what you know.
They tried to make glass noodle, remember?
But I told the pastora, if you make pupusas, I'll come. Like, see.
What?
She's from Salvi, so I believe it.
For real?
Yes.
She said, well,
yes. That's why I was like, I want to try them.
Did she make them?
Yes.
Was it good?
No, not that day, but she said next time she's going to make them. I was like, I'm coming then. I'm going to eat your pupusas.
Ooh, they got you already.
Mm-hmm. So it starts, and then, hey, by the way, we need a sound person.
I mean, she did say, oh, if you need a church, we're here. I'm like, oh, no, thank you.
But I do feel bad. Their sound needs a lot of help, dude.
But I don't think they care. It's not care. They're just like, they're more focused on the preaching and, right?
Yeah, Mikey was like, take a look at the drum set. All the tuning rods were loose. The snare wires on the bottom were broken.
I mean, they don't have anyone that knows how to fix it.
I thought he is the one that knows.
He barely knows how to play guitar. The sound blasting, the keys, that's all I heard. Oh, how many times did she do it?
We counted 9 times in the whole night. The whole... Like, half of the time I could tell she was playing in like A or G, but she would do the rundown in C. I'm like, what?
Yeah, set it off. I don't think they care. They just want to.
They're rich. They're
more shit.
I mean, if they paid me to go like fix stuff, then I'd do it.
That's what I told him. Who did I tell? Sebas. I told Sebas. Oh, I told Sebas. Like, hey, what come would they pay us? He's like, they ain't gonna pay you. Like, okay. Figured.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go just to go.
Yeah, no.
Don't they like profetas or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do they? I don't know. Honestly.
If they get women profetas, I'm definitely not setting foot in there.
Well, the pastora is the one that preaches. The pastor's wife, sorry. Are we calling pastoras?
No.
Okay,
pastor's not wife. Biblical.
And I asked Dominique, like, does he talk?
Sandwich makers.
Because he's quiet. Her husband, like, he was like quiet, but he was nice. And then I asked her, does he preach? Like, no, just her. Like, oh.
Yeah, no, definitely no. Not for me.
I just want to try her food. That's it. Those styles are good. So I don't know what she put in it.
Is it because the husband doesn't want to do it, or because the
I think it's another
I have no idea.
Abby. I think it's another Carpa situation.
But at least he would preach. She said he doesn't preach. So what the hell does he do?
I think he's
He
just
counts the
there.
hundreds.
Yeah, pretty
He's a
much.
secretary.
He makes sure all the money is accounted for.
It's a small church.
There's a little house right next to the church, and I asked the rib, is that where they keep all the hundreds?
Like in Breaking Bad, where they just sit on the pile of. I was like, it's
The
probably
storage room?
what it, yeah, it's probably what it is.
After service, they just go lay on the tithes.
Wow.
It's a pretty small church, though. I was surprised.
The mom, they drive a Grand Wagoneer, dude.
Jeep?
Yeah.
And
There's a wait list for those things.
Mikey had a Maserati.
He's driving the Maserati.
Or it's probably
Hers.
hers. But
Her
he was
Maserati.
driving.
What? I think someone told me that she got that for like a graduation gift or something.
Mm.
No, she does have her master's.
You think they got a prenup?
I hope so.
I don't think they're in love, bro. They're on cloud 9.
I think women tend to not get them if they're the ones with the money, but the guys definitely do.
Yeah, I don't think they have one. I don't even think he knows what that is.
Mm-mm.
Also, I don't think he's that knowledgeable.
He's barely gonna turn 21 next month. I just
Where is she? Almost 30?
Like 26.
Almost 30.
Yeah. I told her, dang, we're all cougars. He told me you could be. I'm the closest, at least. They're all. Dominique's like 40 now.
Oh, Sebas is in his Jesus year, right?
They're Jesus here. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not that bad.
Why? Keeping all of this in.
Do it. Not bad.
Nobody listens anyway. Does Sandra still even listen?
Probably not.
I think they like the more juicy stuff, like the controversial first season.
Yeah, no one likes the Bible.
Yeah. Now we know who the true people are.
But you know what? We did they did games of like Bible questions, and I knew a lot of them. I was like, boom!
Who?
At Friday when we went for family night,
Oh.
they did like games, like we separated into teams, and I knew a lot of questions.
Like what?
Like how old was David when he was king? Nobody knew that. I was the only one that
30.
knew. Yeah, and I got it.
Sebas knew a lot too.
He did.
Yeah.
He was on his team. I didn't hear him, but we won. I was like, loser. So I knew a lot. They're like, Pastor's like, ay, así, lea la Biblia. Like, sí, hermana. Sí, lo leo.
I don't know why they were throwing candy. They should have just thrown hundreds.
Oh, yeah, they took candy when you got the answer right.
Oh, Manny would hate that church. Remember Manny told us that they went to some youth event, like way back in the day, and that they were throwing stuff from the stage. And as soon as they got there, like all the youth went to that event, Barata youth. And once they saw them throwing stuff, they all left.
Why?
Because they thought it was weird that they'd be throwing stuff from the stage, making like a party instead of a...
Oh, my God. It was just candy. It was mainly for the kids. I didn't even get any.
Yeah. Manny's totally remember.
No, that's right. Sorry, man.
Wherever you're at.
So, I was pretty proud of myself.
Well, there you go. You need wisdom to win games.
Mm-hmm. And candy.
So, yeah. So they're not going to get me. I'm going to block what's-his-face if he tries to invite me.
He was really concerned about you.
He legit was.
Yeah.
Asking so many questions. I'm like, he's fine.
Like
Mikey.
what?
Just that. Like, is he going to church? Is he? I'm just worried, about his salvation and stuff.
Literally.
I'm like, okay, Nacho
you
Libre.
go to church to be saved?
I didn't say anything. I was like, he's fine, Mikey. He's fine.
So I guess we were all unsaved when we were in COVID time, right?
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that's the logic, it's the same logic as when you stand up when you're waiting to get seated at a restaurant, you have to have the mask, but once you sit down, you can take it off.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same logic.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
That's something else that irks me about Austin, dude. Everybody has blue or green hair and wears masks.
I think it's just the city.
And there's no bags at the HEB.
Yeah, they just use reusable bags.
Yeah, I asked a lady.
You gotta take one.
I asked a lady with blue hair and a mask that should have given me a clue. She's like, no bags because we're trying to save the planet.
Good luck. The planet doesn't need your help.
I'm done. Dude.
One more month.
You have to stay there the whole month?
I'm
Yeah.
coming back weekends, but
Yeah,
pretty
during
much
the
whole
week.
month.
Yeah.
Damn.
In my own car. I don't care what they say. I'll take the ride up next time. I don't care.
No,
Leave
Bobby.
super early so you won't have to.
Well, I'm leaving on a Sunday, so they won't know.
But it's only the room's only for Monday night, right?
No, the whole month.
Though I get it for the whole month.
He could stay there the weekend if he wants.
Yeah, because there's people coming in from like El Paso and stuff. So there's no point in going.
They drove all the way from El Paso.
I would have
But
done the same thing. It's fun.
those are 8 hours of overtime they're getting because they're
Yeah.
counting travel time as work time.
Hell yeah.
So Sundays travel time is overtime.
I think so, but only the first day going and the last day coming back.
Whack.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're meant to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you go home in between, they don't pay you.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
If you go, we can go see the ice cream museum.
There's ice cream.
I saw an ice cream.
What about the whisk? He's been travieso lately.
Of course.
He needs wisdom.
Literally, when he was gone, he was acting up so bad. And the minute he comes, he sleeps through the night. Dumbest thing ever. It's annoying. Gosh, I'm gonna put him outside.
Wow. The way of the fool is right in his own eyes, but the wise man listens to advice.
So don't be stubborn.
Not only that, just be attentive to the advice. You didn't have to follow it. Just listen.
Well, that's the fool.
What?
They just listen.
The fool just listens.
I know, but like take account of it. Like what is Tony likes to say preaching, hearing a preaching is like eating a fish, like a whole fish. You just take the meat and leave the bones in.
Yeah, but you can.
It's true.
Yeah, but then you'd have to.
Because you don't want a fish with bones. You don't want.
Yeah, but you'd have to. Every person's interpretation of what bones are is different.
Exactly.
Some people eat the bones, like Mom.
Or like Abraham, he listens to Mike Frog. That's all bones.
I haven't listened to that guy in a while. I should start though.
He came out with the album. His church.
See, I didn't even know that.
See?
I listen more to Tim
Not bad.
Ross. Tim Ross is good.
Oh, yeah, he's good. Oh, his dad died.
Yeah, so
Oh,
in the middle of his book tour,
I know.
at the beginning of his book tour, and he even said that they were trying to do. He did his 25th anniversary, and his parents were going to do the 50th anniversary at the same time.
Oh,
But he
yeah.
messed up.
Oh,
Yeah, I like Tim Ross. He's great.
he's real. He's straight to the point.
And I like that he likes Mike Todd because even though
Oh, he's always on there.
even though he's controversial, you have to stick by your people, and you have to tell them when they're wrong and when they're right, or when everybody's overreacting. So, so now we're on Proverbs.
There you are.
Now we're on Proverbs 13. Suffering produces wisdom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
The more you go through, the more you're like, oh, dang, I need to get this right.
Do you think it's better that people suffer and learn from it, or just read and gain knowledge?
Suffer.
That's the only way to know. It's like running a mixer. I can read the manual all I want, but when it comes time to actually run the service, I'm not gonna know.
I mean, you'll appreciate your life more. You appreciate what you have more. I think. I think more suffering because you, like I said, you appreciate what you have and you lean on God more because you can't do it on your own. I think that's his whole point. You know, I want you to trust me. I want you to be near me. I'm all you need.
How old was Solomon when he wrote Proverbs? Was this at the end of it, or was this like it has to be at the end, right?
It had to be because that's how he gained all the knowledge.
Mm.
As far as like the women stuff goes, and I don't think you can say that you suffered in the beginning to know or to have knowledge or wisdom. You'd have to suffer then realize what
The
the
lesson.
suffering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad company ruins good morals.
Heard that one before. It's like that saying. Tony used to say it a lot. Like you might say you're a Christian, but if you hang out with thugs and thieves, then I would assume you're a thug or a thief. You know?
Assume.
Yeah, because that's all you hang out with.
Unless you know the person, you're just gonna assume what they're surrounded by.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're part of.
Like if I saw Abraham and his friends at work, I'm going to assume they're all computer nerds. It's probably true, but
Or that I belong to the LGBTQ.
Oh yeah, it's Kate, cat. We love you, cat.
No, she's the only one.
We're still waiting on Joe, but
I don't even think
Are you
we look
Abraham?
like computer nerds.
Are you
What?
not a computer nerd? But do you belong to the LGBTQ plus 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 plus?
I need to know what the other pluses are to actually tell you the answer.
before I sign up
You're right.
for the membership.
Because if I'm not represented, then I'm not going to be in it.
Wow.
There's another one. I'm just going to blurt out a bunch of proverbs. Seeking with no desire to find. What do you think that means?
Like with no intention, I guess.
Like you're just looking for things without actually wanting to find it.
And then what's the point?
Because it's
wasting
like,
time.
It's like saying, if you're trying to be right with God, right, and you say, "Oh yeah, I'm praying, I'm reading the Bible," but you're not actually intently trying to be better. You're just doing it because you're like something you do,
like
just following
clocking
the
in
rules.
type of thing.
Yeah, checking the box.
right?
But your actions say otherwise. Is that what you're saying?
Could be.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you don't actually want to get better or to do better or find out. You're just saying that you're doing it.
are you actually doing it? Like, do people actually do it and then just go to work and they're a totally different person?
I think it's more of like you don't actually want to change. You just want to seem like you're changing.
It's like with my grandma, like when she goes on these, I'm gonna find a job, like rants. She's like, then I ask her, how's the job hunt going? She's like, I'm looking for a job with the hopes of not finding a job.
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Why she want a job?
She's like, no tengo ni cinco pa una soda, but then she like busts out with $200.
She gives you money to buy uniforms.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I don't know.
That's weird.
But yeah, same thing.
Take it out of the Nino treasury. All right. I think I found this interesting what she's mentioned this. She says, God has no obligation to answer the prayers of just anyone, only his children.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
And I thought that was a great thing to say because a lot of people who are in the world, they think that if they can just pray something to God that they're going to receive it. But God only talks to his kids, the ones who recognize him as his kids. What do you think?
Like responds to us? Or does what we ask?
No, like answers prayers.
Answers prayers.
Like even if it's something like you just want to know something or you're asking for something. Like God has no obligation. He can answer people's prayers, but he's not obligated to.
But then sometimes when people that aren't his children pray and like they get what they want, I guess that's
but is
not
that
from
God?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking.
The devil hears prayers too.
He does. Can he answer them?
He has dominion over the world.
Isn't he on a leash though?
He has to ask permission though.
Yeah.
But I think this goes more towards the things that people ask for, as far as like, why is this world? Why do you allow things?
Yeah, it goes
Bad
with that.
things. Like, I don't think he's obligated to, because it's all free will.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was his kids asking, he might reconsider it, but it only has to fit. It
His
has
will.
to only fit in the plan that he has.
Yeah, literally. So if that was in his plan for someone to die or whatever, like that's what it is. Can't do anything about it. And people that, like you said, people say, "Oh, why? Why did God let him die?" Well, I mean, just like that, why did he let him die? Well, what I don't know if you believe it, but how Theo said, Theo Juan, he told mom that, well, he took him because then if he hadn't, he would have stayed the same man here. He would have gone back to his sin. I'm like, I believe it. Might as well just take. So people don't know or understand the spiritual side of what God does. And we're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to know God fully. He leaves that mystery so you can want to desire him more and to want to know him more. I don't know.
Yep. It's harder to live in peace than to fight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very much.
Why?
It's easier to bash people and fight them and get in arguments with them. That's easier than just saying, like, loving your neighbor. That's harder than hating them. Because you don't want to love them because they did wrong or whatever they did to you. But God commands us to love them and to feed them and to clothe them and help them.
Yeah, I think it's right, because you're commanded to love.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it doesn't come naturally.
No.
Naturally, we hate.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, but yeah, so it's harder to live in peace because you need to keep the peace. You need to keep the peace. That it doesn't. It's not saying you need to keep the hate, right? Because you
That's
don't.
easy.
That's easy.
Yeah.
So you need to keep the peace.
Yeah.
So you have to fight harder to keep peace than to just fight.
Yeah.
I think that's also meekness, right? Meekness is having all the strength, knowing you're able to defeat the person, but don't you choose peace instead.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what meek is. The meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, I mean, let God deal with them. That's what he wants us to let go of. He wants to deal with them in whatever way he does.
I think God's revenge is better, and only because if we want revenge, I know we're going to talk about this way later on without kings, but just a little glimpse. I think if you want revenge right away and you take it, it's not going to be as powerful as if you let God do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because God will do it in a sneaky way, and it's going to end up being the best kind of revenge. Not because you want them to die, but because it takes away from His plan. And so, in order to get everything back on plan, He moves around a bunch of stuff in order to get the revenge and set people back on the path.
Mm-hmm.
But the way He does it is so much better than we could do in this momentary rage that we want the revenge from right now. But we'll see more of that later on.
And all the kings.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So, pride comes before the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Humility comes before honor.
So what is pride again necessarily? Like you think full of yourself? Like what's like the actual definition? Or give an example if you can.
Pride would be the way I was told, like playing in church growing up. Pride was like, I don't need to practice. I'm good. Like, hey,
I'm too good.
You want to run through the song? No, I'm good. I got it. I don't need it. Or like, hey, maybe you should try playing this chord. No, I don't need it. I'm good.
Mm.
I don't know. What do you think, Abraham?
I think it's a little bit of arrogance. I always thought pride was when you don't. I think it's like the opposite of humility. Because I think pride is when you think you know you're right and you don't give up that feeling. Like you're always saying no, even though I know I'm wrong, I still double down.
I'm still right.
I think that's pride.
Like with your mom, for example. That's pride.
Could be. But I don't think it's only her, it's everybody else because nobody wants to give in.
Give in to what? I'm not doing nothing.
I know, I'm saying.
I'm not doing nothing.
Just putting it out there.
I'm not doing anything.
Next. Desire without knowledge is not good.
I guess know what you're getting yourself into, or know what you want to do before you actually start doing it. It's like building a house without blueprints. That's what I think. Because you have the desire to build a house, but you don't have the knowledge.
Okay.
And I think in this context, I didn't write down, but I think I remember desire without knowledge is if you, I think he related more to like the woman and the man in a relationship. Like if you desire somebody, but you don't know or you want to forget the consequences that this is going to cause, then it's not good. But if you have desire knowing that if you do something, you know what's going to happen, what are the consequences going to be, then you have more of a choice whether to stop what you're doing and like reconsider or not do it at all. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think it was in a context, but I think that context, whatever you said, it applies as well. People love God from emotion, but never get to know Him.
Ooh, that's so true in church now.
Wait, what'd you say? Say it again.
People love God from emotion, but never get to know Him.
Oh, yeah.
Service was so pretty.
It moved me.
But then Monday comes around and you're, cussing up a storm. And
at the aquarium, we were going in and a couple was leaving, like putting their kids in the car. And I guess the kids weren't doing what they were told. I don't know. We just passed by to go in and the mom's like, get the F up. Get that. Like she yelled at him.
Kids,
yes, I was like, I feel bad for those kids. The guy was yelling. He wasn't cussing, but he was like mad. Like,
but when it comes to Sunday,
no, that wasn't Sunday. It was yesterday.
It was Saturday.
But yeah, at 10 a.m. they're like, love God, love your neighbor. By 3 p.m. you're, cussing at your kids.
It was crazy. I was like, that sucks.
But that's why it's important for us at church to not only have the discernment, like, okay, that's what I wonder with a lot too. Like, okay, is this the emotion of the song? Because Abraham, I'm sure you know some songs, some certain chord progressions, they pull at the emotions in others. Like, so is this just emotions going on, or is this actually the move of God going on?
Yeah.
I think it's important that it be a combination of an emotion and knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom or knowledge, because I think you gain knowledge by knowing the facts, and facts come from the Bible, reading the Word. And so if you don't do that, you know right away, because it shows that, like how we just mentioned, if people just go to church just out of emotion, they do all the things, they go all out on the service, but when they get home or outside the church, they're a completely different person.
Exactly.
That's when you know a person does not know God. They just like the emotion that it brings them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not saying that if you don't show emotion at church, that doesn't mean that you don't ever read the Bible.
Right.
I think you're more calculated because because of what you read is being confirmed in the service.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the actual emotion you need to have. And so I think I think if you've been there a while in the church, you know who is really actually being genuine in their reaction and who's not. And I think some people will just go way overboard. And you already know who those people are. You got someone in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I really don't like to go off of an emotion. If it's an emotion, I already know it's a little sus. What's actually going on here? So, but if I know because the word was being preached and I can confirm because I have read it before and I just got confirmed, then that's when the emotion comes. And if the chord hits, like you said, the right chord, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, something's going on because it all comes together.
Because God only moves if there's a pad and we're playing an A.
Exactly.
Or else he doesn't move.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't do a 7-3-6, then
or a flat 7, yeah,
get out of here. Get out of here with that 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Because, like, let's be honest, there can be a complete move of God in a church without
any
instruments or without anybody screaming or shedding a tear.
No, you don't need all that.
Agreed. When things go wrong, our first instinct is to blame God.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But look at yourself. Did you cause it?
I heard this one preacher say that, like, when you're pointing a finger, right? You're pointing one finger, like, for example, for Abraham. But then in reality, you're still pointing 3 fingers back to yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Next one's going to be for JP. You should probably separate a little because it's going to be... Say no to a quarrelsome wife.
I read some of wife stuff. Remember I told you, like, look. I forgot I didn't highlight them, but I read.
Of course you didn't highlight them.
No, the good ones too.
Apparently those verses didn't come in her Bible.
Right. I got the non-judgmental to women Bible.
2024.
The Feminist Bible 2024?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I hope not.
It has Proverbs 31 is not in there.
No, I read, he who finds a wife finds favor or something.
Mm-hmm.
See, she didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know.
I just know the first part. No, I just see the quarrelsome wife. So does that mean, like, that stirs up trouble? Or what does that actually mean?
Quarrelsome means you're always fighting. Always bickering about something.
Like nitpicking at the little things.
Yeah.
No.
Like, you breathed the wrong way. Type of thing.
What do they call them now?
When you get hungry.
The icks. The icks. I think that's what they call them.
Uh-huh.
Icks. Yeah.
You get like that when you're hungry, though.
I'm just hungry. Just feed me.
Quarrelsome.
That's all I want.
It's better to live in a corner of the roof than to be with quarrelsome.
There's a lot of them. I did read them. I don't.
So who do you think that's more for? Of course, it means for the woman, but what does it say to the guy?
1, don't settle.
Keep the peace. No, not keep the peace.
No. I guess so. Give the give an advice like for someone who's not married yet, and then for someone who's in marriage with someone like that. Like before marriage to avoid someone like that, and then in the marriage already married. Like how do you work that out?
I'm trying to think before.
Like what would you advise somebody to look out for if they want to avoid a quarrelsome wife?
Well, that's on you. You had a quarrelsome ex. You did. Because I would ask him, why didn't you ever break up with her? But I think
it's political. It really was political. There was a lot of stuff involved.
Well, like family, y'all families were friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then at the time, my dad was like barely getting into Christ, into church. And then I was like, if we break up, like, are we not going to go to the church? And then I got worried, like, is he not going to continue his walk with God because we're not going to church?
Oh my God.
I was worried about his salvation.
Well, now that you know the signs that you should have stopped, I guess.
I don't know.
Like, what would she do? Like,
No, not even that. Like, how would you, because that happened to you, what would you have done, or what would you advise someone not to do or look out for
to avoid
if
that.
they're trying to avoid that?
I guess my thing is see how they are in stressful situations. Like, for instance, if something happens, do they blame you automatically, or do they wait? Was it me? Type of thing, and try to work it out.
So put them in a stressful situation.
And just see how
First date?
Yeah, almost. Well, I don't know. Like, just see how they react.
Or when
Like,
something goes wrong.
If something goes wrong, like, do they blame you right off the bat, or are they like, wait, well, how can we fix this type of thing? Like, do they take a accountability, or are they just like, no, it's you. Like, I'm perfect. I'm an angel.
Kind of sounds like pride, no? Or no, that's a little far.
It could be part of it. Yeah, pride because you don't
think you're wrong.
There's no humility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now that you live for the course of what?
Off to the corner of the roof.
No,
Look, you're laughing now, but I'm gonna end up with whiskey on the couch later.
Well, he threw up yesterday. He freaking had diarrhea last week when you were gone. And now he doesn't have it
He's
anymore.
good now, yeah.
Oh, now that he's back.
He sleeps through the night now.
He doesn't wake us up.
Little Jermaine.
Demon.
Wow.
He's an angel. Look at
God. I'm going to record it and show you.
All right, so that solves it. Have separate bedrooms.
Wow.
Hey, that's what Solomon did.
Yeah.
He built a whole different palace for her.
For his wife, yeah.
Outside the palace.
Yeah. Well, so he could be with other people.
Exactly. So he can adult her on his free time.
Smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't call him the most wisdom person or nothing like.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess another thing to add to the how to know thing, the one thing Tony did tell me I get a chance to do. Well, it was hard because I was already involved with the family. Was talk to people in her family, just like, hey, how's she normally, you know, like get an unbiased, I guess, review. I don't know, like an unbiased, like how is she really type of thing.
Like, what would you tell Juan, your cousin? He has a girlfriend, but nobody really likes her.
No, she reminds me a lot of my ex. I don't like her.
So what would you tell Juan if you?
One, really think of what your life is right now. Like, if it's kind of like a cheesy question, but what are your intentions with her? Like, are you dating just to date and have fun, or are you dating to get married? Because if you're dating just to date,
I think it's just a date.
Then you're wasting your time. Because he just turned 21, bought a truck.
He bought a truck.
Bought a $60,000 truck.
GMC of the year. 2024.
Gas, not diesel. That's why it was cheaper.
He's paying
Nino's salary?
Yes.
He only makes like $15 an hour.
But he gets unlimited uncapped overtime. So.
Elsie.
But that, I mean, he's young. He's
like $1,000 payment, bro.
Yeah. He doesn't even know what career field he wants to go in, and he's 21.
Jeez.
So just try to figure it out, you know?
He's a good kid. He really is. He's nice. He is.
But one thing, if I could tell Juan, is if usually the family knows. If the family doesn't like her, then something's up.
Yeah, but your family's different.
I mean, they were able to spot out my ex from a mile away.
It's because she's... I've never talked to her, but what they would say... I only saw her at his party a couple weeks ago. But she seems more of like the... Don't...
She's like Brianna, almost like...
Like, when she went over to her grandma's house, she didn't eat the food.
She left to not eat. My grandma made many tacos.
No, quesadillas.
She made something.
Some taco.
And
but when I would go, I'd eat everything.
And the little girl left, and she did not eat.
Yeah, she wanted to leave early. It's just actions. I don't think she said anything. She was probably really shy. I get that.
But not eating the food, that's something different.
Yeah, or she barely ate it. Like, she ate like a bite. I forgot what they said. I was like, oh.
I don't think it's possible. Is she like Hispanic?
Mm-hmm.
She's like white Hispanic.
I don't think it's possible for her to hate mini tacos.
That's what I'm saying. Yours was white.
I mean, granted, my grandma lives in the hood. It's a humble hood. Granted, there was a murder a couple of weeks ago on the other side of the street.
Yeah, someone got shot right in front of your street.
No, they got stabbed at the bus stop.
Did you see it on the news? It was right on the corner.
But also that guy who got shot.
Oh, yeah, the murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the murder house.
If you pass by the bus stop, you can still see the blood, the outline of the body. It's cool.
It's cool.
I mean, it's a humble house. She does what she can to keep it like nice and clean, but
it is what it is.
Yeah. Like if that's my main thing. If the family doesn't like her and she can't get along with the family, then move on.
So tell him before he gets a quarrelsome wife.
And he has to live at the corner of the roof.
Surprised they've lasted this long. He always has like girlfriends for like a month or two. It's been a couple months.
No, the last one, his longest one was the Chinita.
But that was years ago.
It was like almost a year, 2 years.
In high school. I don't know.
But yeah, back to the course.
All right, so we're at the end here. Just some things that the pot lady said. Knowledge is having facts. Understanding is discernment and how to fit things together. Wisdom is knowing how to apply knowledge and understanding.
Ooh.
One more time.
Say it again.
Knowledge is having facts.
Wait, let me write it down. What else?
Just send you a screenshot of the notes.
I'll just send you the notes.
Okay.
Knowledge is having facts. Understanding.
Quarrelsome wife.
I write fast.
Understanding is the discernment on how to fit things together. Wisdom is knowing how to apply knowledge and understanding. So you need wisdom. So wisdom means that you need to have the knowledge and the understanding how the knowledge works to have wisdom. One interesting thing that Solomon said is wealth is fleeting.
Very.
You'll be exhausted and it'll be gone if you try to chase it. This is very interesting coming from the wealthiest king ever.
Guy ever. Yeah.
So if the wealthiest guy is telling you, hey, riches don't matter, but also, I don't think he ever knew what it was like to be poor.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's very kind of little convenient for him saying that when he never lacked anything. So,
but I mean, look at all these celebrities committing suicide.
Yeah, but because they put their idol is the money, the fame, all that. But how could you tell that to someone who's poor and can't afford any food? That's different.
That needs money to survive.
I think the best people are the people who grew up poor but find a way to get out and are well off, rich. They can keep their money. They know how to manage the money because they never had any. So they've had to learn how to manage what they don't have. The little that they had.
Yeah.
So kind
because
of
they're still in poor mode. Like, oh no, I need to conserve.
Right. It could be gone at any second. So I need a nut.
Yeah, no, honestly.
No, I'm laughing that when we went bowling yesterday, I was telling the Rib that it's funny watching rich people do simple things.
Like how?
Bowling.
Brianna, like
you know how you're supposed to like roll it right, a nice smooth roll. She just like threw it.
No, literally like this. Her hand. Like, it's like, you don't know how to roll. I mean, I'm not the best either, but
she'll just throw it. Miguel, catch that.
No, Mikey, catch that.
Fetch it. Peasant.
You see, Mikey?
Oh man.
But yeah, any final thoughts on this week's Proverbs episode? We haven't gotten to the Proverbs 31 yet. No. That'll come.
No.
The insecurity to all women.
God, we gotta do it all.
Yep.
I guess.
Yeah, no showers, no time for breaks.
Nothing. You're just a robot.
Exactly.
But if I can ask y'all to send me $1 per listener to get her a Bible with the quarrelsome wife verses.
I have it.
This one didn't come with it. I think it was a misprint from the factory.
I told it to you.
She actually put a cover on it. It actually says Feminist Bible 2024.
I'm not a feminist. I want to be home.
But Lord will be done. We'll get her a real Bible.
You're the one that bought me this Bible.
But back to the Proverbs. Solomon was a wise dude because he lived it. So if you're ever in a situation that you don't know what to do, at least you'll know what to do next time. Or if someone you know is going through a situation that you went through, you'll be able to help them out.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. Surround yourself with people that have gone through a lot and know the Bible, like people that are from church or a mentor. Because they're the ones that are gonna tell you straight up and tell you that you're wrong.
Mm-hmm. So. It's probably the same thing with you, but that's why I always hung out with like Alex and Tony and
I never hung out with.
They're all like 40-year-olds, but they're all 40-year-olds that know the Bible, and we'd have like in-depth Bible conversations. And
yeah, Sandra's like my closest friend, and she's very wise.
So you hang out with older people that know the Bible.
Literally. Yeah.
Can't say the same. Can't relate because I never had anybody who was older.
Yeah, friends.
Exactly. So I pretty much had to, like how the proverb says, suffer to gain knowledge. I literally had to go through all that. So anything that I do know, the little that I do have knowledge of, is because I probably lived it for sure. And I can say with experience that, yeah, they're right. So, So if you really want to gain knowledge quick, be thrown in the fire, and you'll learn quick.
Yeah.
But if you want to avoid all the pitfalls, and you can actually take criticisms and find a mentor who has had years of experience and can tell you at least how they did it. That way you can avoid things, and maybe you can carve your own path and avoid a lot of the humiliating things, the crazy things, the worst things, and so you could have a much better life than the people before you. Remember, you stand on the shoulders of people who've gone before you.
Very nice.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.